With me, Eastern Michigan University women's golf coach, Josh Brewer. Josh, we talked last spring and you had a pretty exciting year. We talked about Savannah DeBach and some other issues, stories and that going on with your team. What is the state of the Eastern Michigan University women's golf team?
About optimistic and I you don't want to use high expectations because that puts pressure, but we're just very optimistic and looking forward to starting our season here in 1 week.
Well, that's going to be outstanding. Now, you've had your student athletes now for what, 2 weeks now? Is that about when they reported to school, or has it been a week? I'm not even sure. Every school is
It's
different.
Now you're making me think. This is week 2 of practice, so yeah, it's 2 weeks in.
Yeah. Now, I know that last year was your first year at the school. You took over for Stephanie Jennings. And when you come in here, I know that you gave all of your players, both prospective, returning, kind of like a homework sheet or something that you were hoping that they would do or tournaments they would play so they could hit the ground running for the Eagles this year.
Yeah, yeah, we've talked about it, kind of expectations of summer golf and what they need to do to help us elevate the program to heights we think, we can achieve here. And if you look like any sport now at the college level, there's really no break, and it's easier to get better when you're not having school or a set practice schedule in
Mhm.
place. And those for us kind of happens to fall June, July, and the first part of August.
Yeah. Now, with that, I'm sure you'd like to brag on a few players, probably starting with Savannah DeBach as she's coming back this year. Kind of start with her, and we'll talk about some of the other players that are both new and returning.
Yeah, I mean, Savannah is, she's helped us build, what we, hope is kind of a special year. I mean, she took a chance on Eastern Michigan last year, kind of an unknown to follow me up here. And again, she's been massive in recruiting. Our top three players are all transfers that, again, she had a big hand in convincing them that you could come here and be an elite golfer. So the good part for a coach is that she helped us get amazing players. The hard part for her is now she's battling to get into the lineup. So, you know, I again, I respect her and I know she's going to be a big piece of our season, but she will be playing as an individual to start the year versus playing on the team.
Wow, that's like a showstopper there. I did not expect you to say something like that. So these three players that she recruited, kind of brag on them a little bit.
So yeah, the first one we got was Bayuk Septerm. She's from Thailand, but was at NAIA. Lindsay Wilson. She signed with us last November as the number one player in NAIA, and she stepped right in and finished second in qualifying. And again, just steady as they come. And then last late last May, early June, we landed probably the two biggest fish in a transfer portal, two twin sisters out of Oceanside, California, and Jasmine and Janae Leaveo. And again, it changes our program in about 2 seconds. I mean, they've owned every record at Long Beach State and have played in NCAA nationals. So for us to land, those two that late in the process is really special. And all three of those players are top 400 in the world, like Savannah. So yeah, it's a fun for a coach, I promise. But those are the three big ones, and they'll play one, two, three, to start our fall season here.
Yeah. Do you have any other players that you like, kind of like to brag on? Some returning players that are also kind of like the foundation of your program.
Yeah, Arena Tan is a sophomore who played last spring. She came in from Australia in January, and she's in the lineup again for us. She's been a really solid person and competitive individual from there. Then we did have one true freshman make the lineup from Italy, actually the same hometown as our assistant coach, Katerina Don. So that recruitment was pretty easy on our part, but it's definitely exciting, and it'll be new names, new faces for everyone as they follow along this year.
Well, that's outstanding. I know that as far as recruiting, we're not going to talk specific people, only young ladies on your roster. But talking to the men's coach yesterday, that it seems like Eastern Michigan has a nice budget so that you can go around and actually take a look at players, not just Zooms like we're doing, but you can go around and kind of see how players are doing. You can watch your swing, see the trajectory coming off the club. At least that's what he says he's doing. Are you able to do the same?
Yeah, I mean it's a better budget than I had in that powerful SEC conference. So it's refreshing to me when we if we need to do something, I don't have to go beg. It's kind of just like figure it out. We'll figure it out on the back end and be smart about it. But no, it's we are very fortunate, lucky from, Eastern Michigan, our donors of helping us and we hope to deliver on the course this year. So, they feel that pride of all they've invested in us.
Yeah, and then you had that performance center that opened last year that is just a next level, especially for Mac school and really a lot of D1 schools. You have practice facilities that players, both the men and the women, get to play in year round if the weather's inclement or cold or whatever.
Yeah, it is, and I'm kind of surprised you get new players how they use it, even during the nice months. And sometimes they go in there just because it's a controlled environment to truly work with their coach or on something just simple. And it's fun learning from them, also how they need to utilize it to feel like they stay sharp and better. But no, it's again, just a great selling point on top of many other things we have going on right now.
And so, for telling us about your players, when we come back on the other side of the sturdy, we're going to talk about Eastern Michigan University's NCAA women's golf team, their schedule. It is quite a ambitious schedule, and I don't know about you, but I'm hearing margaritas in Mexico right now. We'll catch you on 30.
Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams, 2311 owned by these two, but this guy actually races for his team. And they both share the track with the team owned by this guy. 3 teams, 4 legends, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
We are speaking right now with Josh Brewer, Eastern Michigan University women's golf coach. He has himself his top player last year, has helped him recruit, and has got players in there so good that she's struggling to get in the lineup. But something tells me talent and perseverance will find a way, as you have one of the best schedules in the entire NCAA. And my friend, it looks like you're ducking everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I've always said I'll travel anywhere, play anyone, anytime, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, we kind of start down in Georgia, but then we head out to Chambers Bay, which has hosted a U.S. Open. We go to Vail, then play an amazing course in Oklahoma, then end the fall season in Hawaii, which is never a bad thing, in mid to late October to go spend 7 days on the beach in Hawaii making birdies. So it's very special.
Which island you going to?
We're going to Lanai, flying like I don't know what island that is. That's the airport we fly into. I am not a aficionado, but I know our twins have family there, and they're so excited to be ending their kind of first semester at Eastern Michigan, kind of close to home.
Yeah, I understand that Eastern Michigan is budgeted for one media stowaway, and I volunteer. So,
Perfect.
I did. Yeah, a few years ago, I did play on the island of Maui, right on the ocean. It's a municipal courses. Believe it or not, 3.5 years ago, you could play for under $30 plus a cart, which was another 15. And yeah, can you believe that on Maui? And then, of course, the resort courses, forget about it. All right. So that's your fall schedule. You're all over the place. What do you hope to learn in your fall schedule about your players?
We're gonna find out about our depth more than anything. Yeah, I'm gonna brag about, the people who are playing well, the highest ranked players, but at the same time, when you recruit great players, they have dreams. Our sisters, they're headed to Q school in September, which means they'll miss one event as they get status for their professional journey upon graduation. And then Savannah's representing Belgium at in Singapore for the World Amateur. So she'll miss 1 or 2 events as well. So, you know, we're going to learn who can really play down 5, 6, 7, 8 in our lineup. And that'll help us come spring when, it's the real championship portion of our schedule.
Sure. And so then you have several weeks off over the break. Of course, the players are going to be practicing. Some of them are going to be going home to Hawaii and or, where they're from and playing. And you're talking about Q school and all that. So, when you come back, you're going to have several more tournaments after the first of the year. Kind of highlight a few of those, going into the MAC, and we're going to find out what your goals are this year into the NCAA regionals.
Yeah, we're hosting an event in Mexico. So it's Lorena Ochoa's group is helping. She's wanted to start an event, and I have a connection back. A former player of mine on the men's side has always been wanting to do this. So we're going to set up that tournament with her and that group right on the ocean. So an amazing event to kind of, start our spring. And then from there, we head right to the desert in California. We don't even come home. So kind of a nice 10-day vacation of golf and, hopefully trophies from our end. And then come March, right, we'll spend spring break on the West Coast. And then we are hosting with the University of Southern California, the Game Above Invitational. They've been generous to us to sponsor the entire event. And it's an elite field. It's a who's who's. You're going to see probably 6 or 7 notorious top 10 teams there that we will host. And we're doing that because it lets us get in these events we talk about. We're going down to Florida State and play, and we go to Oregon's home tournament and play, who they've been top 3, 4 straight years in the country. So just an amazing schedule, and we're going to find out, how good we really are, and it also helps recruiting know when recruits know they get to play those events.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. And of course, you got one of the top players in the country in Jasmine Koo. She'll be in that tournament. Bailey Shoemaker. I know I'm leaving a few people out. Is Kira Romero going to be in that tournament from Oregon?
Yeah, she will be there. I would say you're talking, I mean, probably 10 to 11 top 100 players in the world, and you're probably going to see 4 to 10 All-Americans in that field.
That'll be outstanding. Now, I do know on the men's side that PGA Tour University is something that most of the players are angling on that want to play at the next level. What is it like for the women in the LPGA? I know that there's a partnership, but I'm not sure of the name.
Yeah, we just started this year called Leap, and we're learning as coaches because we think we know all the ins and outs of it, but until we
Mhm.
kind of get through a fall season, we'll have to see. You do have to be a senior, and you have to graduate. So, I mean, those are a couple important pieces the LPGA and college coaches have come up with. We feel like we have 2 strong candidates based on our schedule. They play up to their potential. They'll have that chance to earn that, and it'd be fun. It'll be fun to talk about and see Eastern Michigan scrolling along the bottom of the Golf Channel.
Yeah, that'll be outstanding. As anytime this is the whole next level. We talked about this past spring, but now that the men and the women are getting on TV much more, the Golf Channel is providing coverage of some of the top amateur players, and it gives them content, and it also allows to showcase these student athletes that are outstanding. I did have Amy Bond on the program a couple of weeks ago. She bragged about her Seminole players, and she's lost 2 of the best players in the entire country, one of which has already won, what, 2 LPGA events. I think she won one as an amateur and one as a professional. And then she's talking about Miranda Singh or Strong or something, and so she's lost 2. But you're going to get on there and play in that tournament, and the best teams in the country, which is what you're aiming to be, they don't recruit almost, they almost reload. You know, their programs sell themselves, and that's what you're trying to do here at Eastern Michigan. Um, I know. What is your goal realistically for this year, Coach Brewer? I mean, I know you want to make the NCAA regionals. I imagine you're going to rubber stamp what I just said. And what else you got?
Well, we want to make Monday at the national championship. I've always had that as our goal everywhere I've coached. That means you're in the final 15. You have a chance to make match play at the national championship. And as I joke with the team a lot, just give us a tee time. And we know if we have a tee time on that Monday, we've had a very special season. And I refuse to sit here and say win a national title, win a MAC, because things happen along the way.
Yeah.
But you can control many things to get to Monday, and that we feel like we can accomplish, and it's why, truthfully, the transfers came here. They wanted to help Eastern Michigan get to that level. They've done it individually, but they want to be a team. So that's our goal. And I mean, let's face it, we know in the MAC who we're battling. It's no sense hiding it. They're hosting MACs this year too. So it'd be awful sweet to know that they're hosting and to end that streak. But again, I think they're one of the 25 best teams in the country,
Yeah, and that
like
streak,
us.
that streak you're talking about, I believe you're talking about Kent State winning 26 MAC titles in a row on the women's side. And I think I don't think you can win on points. You got to knock them out. You got to punch them right in the nose and don't let them up.
That's right. And again, it's fun hearing our players. I mean, they want that opportunity. They want to be in that position. And again, we know they're really good. They return everybody. So they're, I think they're top 25 in the country, and it'd be good for the MAC. Maybe to have two schools highly ranked battling it out and moving on from there. So but yeah, you asked me Monday, tea time at the national championship is what I want. And I promise it'll be a lot of smiles in Ypsilanti.
Yeah, there certainly will. Everyone, Josh Brewer, Eastern Michigan University women's golf coach, second season. He's got some top players, both transfers and also Savannah DeBach returning, and also a couple of core players underneath them. We wish you well, and I'd like to ask for one commitment from you, and I'm hoping at least once or twice this year, maybe once in the fall, once in the spring when you have time, that we can have a player here where you can brag on some of those goals that you've been wanting to have happen. Is that okay there, Mr. Brewer?
Anytime you want to promote our program, just let us know, and we will gladly provide you with any eagle.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a great time, and hit them long and straight, and have a tournament victory at this time next week. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Go Eagles.
You got it. Thank you.